Hello friends, how are you all doing? All good? What's happening around the world? What are we seeing in the last few years? I think time has come for all of us to invest money very safely. Now, the smartest money strategy during economic uncertainty. That's what I'm going to talk about. So, something as I said, something strange is happening around the world right now. People are working harder but saving less. That's right. Governments are printing more money. Why? To boost consumer confidence, to bolster business investments. AI is replacing jobs faster than expected. Global conflicts are shaking oil markets, and millions of middle class families feel financially trapped. I hope many people will resonate with me today in today's video. But here's the shocking part. During every economic crisis in history, some people quietly become richer. During every economic crisis in history, some people quietly become richer. So, what do they know that most people don't? And what is the smartest money strategy during economic uncertainty in 2026? Today, we are breaking down the exact mindset, habits, and financial moves smart people are using to survive and even grow during these uncertain times. Why the world feels different now? Do you have any idea? The global economy is going through a massive transition. In the last few years, inflation hit many countries hard. Interest rates increased sharply. Tech layoffs shocked workers worldwide. AI began automating white-collar jobs. Wars and geopolitical tensions affected oil and shipping costs. Even strong economies are under pressure, as what we see. Right now, if you could see in this chart, I have taken from the World Economic Forum. They are able to give you an analysis, between 2 year risk outlook and 10 year risk outlook. So there are different categories. If you see, based on stable, calm, unsettled, turbulent, and stormy. So if you see from a 2 year risk point of view, the 2026 shows, it's little bit, we are still, the entire people or the entire global population, feel more of a 40% unsettled, compared to 2025. So always the category unsettled, yes, it's more of, unanticipated events. When you compare turbulent, it's more shocking, and a lot of things happen, unanticipated, and yes, it gives a shock. So it's a total, or I would say it's the best comparative if you see when you talk about a 2 year risk and a 10 year risk. So it gives, every individual, how things have shaped, when you talk about long term. So this gives you a very good comparative analysis, when you think about long term. On the 10 year risk, unsettled, if you see, people have had more 32% of unsettled risk. So that's really major event to be noted over here, when you look at it long term, long term view. So that's what, it's all about. Now, in India, people are noticing higher food prices. All of us know that. Expensive housing, we buy houses. Rising education cost, we spend all these on our children. EMI pressure, you buy cars, homes, and anything, etc. Job competition increasing because of automation. And globally, people ask the same question: how do I protect my future financially? Coming second, the biggest mistake people make. During uncertain times, most people panic emotionally. They stop investing, which is wrong. They overspend trying to look successful. I don't know why. Or they take loans for things that lose value immediately. Modern society quietly trains people to appear rich instead of becoming financially strong. See how powerful it is. So, most people today are trapped in a dangerous cycle. Salary comes in, EMI goes out, savings disappear, stress increases, and when uncertainty hits, they have no backup plan. So imagine what we have seen in COVID and other periods, right? Now, third, the real smart money strategy, under which you should understand cash flow matters more than status, right? The smart people focus on cash flow, not appearances. A person with stable income, emergency savings, low debt, and multiple income streams is far safer than someone driving an expensive car on loans. How does it feel? It feels awkward. This is why financially smart people are building side businesses, YouTube channels, freelance services, AI assisted work, digital products, investing portfolios, because relying on one salary alone is becoming risky. So think about it. Now, second, why emergency savings are powerful. One unexpected medical bill, one job loss, one economic slowdown can completely destroy families financially if they have no savings. What's happening? Really, we are still learning from our COVID mistakes and the earlier years of the financial meltdown. Smart people build emergency funds first, not because they are fearful, but because uncertainty is normal in modern economies. Now, one more thing which we all should know: investing during fear. Here's something history repeatedly shows. When ordinary people panic, patient investors often quietly build wealth. Have you ever heard that? That's the truth. During 2008 financial crisis, many investors sold in fear, but those who stayed long term saw massive recovery later. That's I have seen a lot of people and I have read about it, and yes, it's a very big experience. During COVID-19, many businesses collapsed, but digital business, technology platforms, and online creators exploded in growth, which we all know. Now, another section what we are talking about is AI is changing money forever. Artificial intelligence may become one of the biggest financial shifts of the generation. AI can already write content, automate office work, generate videos, analyze data, replace repetitive tasks. What I have been telling you in my earlier videos of AI. And this is only the beginning. This means one thing: the people who survive economically in the future may not be the strongest, but the fastest learners. So now, skills are becoming the new currency. People learning AI tools, communication, leadership, finance, content creation, business strategy may have a huge advantage on the next decade. Now, to all my viewers, you would see this trend, by 2030 from the World Economic Forum, how they have seen different percentage of growth in different fields. So you have seen 86%, is more of growth going to come in your automation. So you talk about robotics, you talk about your big data, augmented reality, virtual reality. This is all part of your automation business. 50% is going on robots and autonomous systems. They have been used in a lot of manufacturing factories in automobile and other consumables. So you have 41% in energy generation, storage, and distribution. As we talk, these are very massive infrastructure coming for your data centers. And then 30% on new materials and composites, which we talk about new engineering materials for saving costs, lighter materials, used for different applications in the industry. 20% again going into semiconductors and computing technologies. Those are the chips which are used in your day-to-day products, your cars, your machines, your home appliances, etc. 18% is going again in sensing, laser, and optical technologies, maybe related to most of your diagnostic or medical and extra other equipments. And then 12% goes on quantum and encryption, and then balance goes 11% in biotechnology and other new technologies. So this is a very good report, which you would see the way the trends and the way businesses are really going to drive in the next coming 2030. Now we have to understand, what the wealthy do differently. During uncertain times, wealthy people often become more careful, not more flashy. Many wealthy investors focus on preserving cash, building quality assets slowly, avoiding emotional decisions. Okay, that's thing which we really need to know. You would see also I'm sorry, by the way, they also invest long term and control risk. Now, if you see a quiet truth about the wealth management, it gives you a discipline. It's not about chasing big returns. Maybe you need to start slowly. Invest in a mutual fund, invest in stock market, buy some gold, and that's the way you could keep everything, I would say, in your portfolio. And so that when you retire, you need to be a little bit rich. When you retire, I would not say the word rich, but you should be financially free. So that you don't have to depend on anybody. So you need to build good assets over a period of time, and you need to take good decisions. You need to have a clear objective what you're going to do in the once you retire or once you have no job. So that's very important. So that's the very good classical discussion what I'm giving about wealth management. Now they understand something most people ignore. Wealth is usually built quietly, not loudly. And then I will show you the 2026 money blueprint, smart money checklist. See, here's the practical financial blueprint many smart people are following in 2026. Reduce unnecessary debt, build emergency savings, create multiple income streams, invest consistently, learn future-proof skills, avoid emotional financial decisions, stay healthy mentally and financially, think long-term. Now, there's also one more key strategies, how we should prepare for the new economy. This is also one of the interesting report from World Economic Forum, where they have explained 9 strategies. How do you strengthen your core operations in a business, and then if in case of any kind of geopolitical crisis, how we manipulate or how we maneuver during this tough time. What are the market intelligence, and then what is the how do we foresee what's going to happen, and how we are trying to, do we have a data so that we can make decisions? How do you try to adjust or improvise your supply chains, in terms of resilience, and you need to be agile. And then also you need to have a budget. You need to see in different technologies, start investing, and then scale it to improve your business revenues. And then you also have to strengthen your critical infrastructure whenever needed. Develop agile capital allocation models. You need to be you need to ensure you're not depending or taking more money from the different markets. So you need to have a proper, or I would say a very distributed healthy capital, so that your company's revenue streams are coming out from different departments in a very efficient manner. And then you need to also invest in technology and align along with the ongoing things in the market. And then also you need to deploy correct resources for engaging these things. So also, last but not least, deepen strategic partnership and alliances with your different vendors, your business partners, your group. So it depends. So this is a very good eye opener from the WEF for the 9 key strategies to get ready for the new economy. So it's very helpful for all of us. Now, the biggest financial advantage today is not being lucky, it's being prepared. Every generation faces uncertainty. Previous generations survived wars, recessions, inflations, technological revolutions, financial crisis. I hope all of you agree. And now this generation is facing AI disruption and economic transformation. Everybody in this video who are watching today will definitely resonate with me. But uncertainty does not only create fear, it also creates opportunity. The people who stay calm, keep learning, adapt faster, and think long term are often the ones who build the strongest future. Right? If you enjoy videos about money, future trends, technology, global economics, leadership, and smart financial strategies, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Amun Mwala and join the journey, because the future belongs to people who prepare early. So take care, invest smartly, and build assets over a period of time, and ensure you are vigilant in this economic uncertainty. Till then, I will see you next few days. Take care and have a nice week ahead. Thank you.